Oh,
Sound like old men.
I sound.
I gotta do this myself. I thought there were buttons for this.
You know what? I'm forgetting what this car does. I am getting old.
It beats the alternative, which is a pine box. Yep.
It
Or a nice
went
urn,
dark.
depending on how you like to go.
It went dark, man.
Yeah.
Why did you take us there?
I have a very dark sense.
Why
of
did
humor.
you take us there? You know what
Yeah.
makes me happy? Friends makes me happy.
Friends, dead friends.
But before we
I couldn't resist.
talk about our friends, you know what? Ghosts don't make me happy.
Okay.
I can probably tell you that right now. Ghosts do not make me happy.
All right.
They never have. Oh,
You ever see the movie Ghost? That made me happy.
it did.
It was a good movie. Back in the day. Oh yeah, you didn't do that on camera for quite a while. Yeah, get that going.
Oh man. Hey, photographers in cars, Spencer, Scott.
Yes.
What up? So I don't know I don't know how much experience with longer beards you have, but I have to do this frequently because I will lay down on my side or something like that, or I'll just do this, and then I'm like, what is in my mouth? It's my freaking beard. It's annoying.
Curled back up.
It curls back up.
Oh wow.
It is so annoying, and it's not something anyone ever really talks about, but I have to do this.
So it's
But my
like,
family loves it, and so I gotta.
will it get long enough that you can like tie it or something like that?
Yeah. I don't. Mine will. No. Mine will never get that long. Mine will
this
never
is
get
about
that
as long as mine will get.
Yeah, I can't do that because when I do that, then you actually start seeing the holes. It's
Holes
weird.
in your face.
Well, no, it's not growing like what is that? Full.
Oh, okay.
So
I
the
gotcha.
gaps that happen in the face are covered because the surrounding hairs are long enough.
Title
Wow.
of this episode: Gaps in Spencer's face. Yes.
Anyway,
so
what were we talking
we're going
about?
to talk about virtual friends.
Virtual beep boop bop.
Those are robot friends. So we've had
Oh,
ghosts
yeah,
and
it's true.
robots, but virtual friends.
Oh man.
You brought this up because and we've both had experiences
Yeah.
like this since, although I think yours is a lot more interesting than
Mhm.
mine. But people that reach out to you online, say, hey, I'm going to be in your area. Let's go
Mhm.
photograph something. And
I do get
Yeah.
that a lot.
yeah, I wouldn't say I get it a lot, but
Yeah.
often enough, and that's cool. You know, it's actually been
No, it is.
it's actually been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But your experience in particular is what kind of made
So-
us want to talk about this one. And
So
Yeah.
I remember chatting about you on this because it had been somehow I got a notification. I was like, "Oh, this person here," and then I see you, and I'm like, "Hey, this person that I'm chatting with right now. Let me tell you about how he and I met." So I guess, at some point you write enough articles or you teach enough workshops that you start getting recognized or your name is out there. If you Google Scott Davenport, hit enter, you're probably gonna,
you're gonna, if you put photography, you'll get me. If you don't, you'll get a volleyball coach.
Oh,
That's what I learned.
wow, man.
So how about that?
So for me, if you type in my name, you either get Spencer Pablo or, interestingly enough, this other guy named Pablo Spencer, who also is a photographer.
That's even better.
And we're friends on Facebook.
There you go.
Anyway, that's not. Hey, Pablo Spencer, thumbs up. But you're not the guy I'm actually talking about. So there's this one time that I jump in a group, a Facebook group, and I remember this post. It was we were talking about, hey, someone posted, hey, these are the cameras, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I chime in. I'm like, yeah, I wish I could fit all my cameras. Because as you know, I'm a gear guy. Look, I actually got new gear. This is a DJI Osmo Pocket, a little gimbal built in. Anyway, I'm a gear guy. I can't fit my camera on top of the table. So I have shelves of that I do that. And I remember posting something along those lines. And then some questions were like, hey, what kind of tips? I don't remember what the answers were, but I suddenly got a message a little bit later going, hey, I'm in Chicago. You're in Southern California. I'm flying over. Let's go shoot astrophotography. And I'm like, what? Because, I'll get a lot of messages.
To give a little context there, to shoot astrophotography in San Diego means
right.
going 3 hours outside of the city to an empty desert where nobody else is.
Yeah, let's
with
go away
a
from
total
civilization.
stranger.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you prefaced
exactly. He did say he had a hook, and
that. Yeah, hey, I'm on probation.
Right.
So, It was, because I'll get a lot of messages. They'll say, "Hey, I'm in your neck of the woods, and I'd love to, to pick your brain if you want to go get coffee or something like that." And I'll get those on a regular basis. But this guy was going to fly specifically to hang out, and I'm like, "What?" So I sent my wife a message. I'm like, "What do you think about this?" And she goes, "Oh, that's interesting, but you've been wanting to do astrophotography, so up to you." And so then I sent a message over to my best friend, and I'm like, "Hey, so a complete stranger I've never met before wants to go out, and he wants to go camping in the middle of the desert.
With a hockey mask.
Please tell me you can join us." And he goes, "Okay, weird, but sure." And so it's three of us, and this is the thing, we go out there, and at first I'm like, okay, things are good. We go get some Mexican food. Things are good. He likes Mexican food. In order to be one of my friends, you got to kind of at least be able to digest it. He did that. He passed that so far. Those hurdles were great. We're friends today. This was, I want to say, 3 years ago. He comes by regularly. I need to make it out to Chicago to say what's up. But yeah, we're great friends now.
Yeah, so it's I guess when you first told me the story, I'm like, was this turning into a cautionary tale?
I know.
No, it was it was all good, but yeah, I've had basically similar experiences, where I'm generally a shy person, introverted. I think a fair number of photographers are. And you get these out of the blue, "Hey, would you like to meet up for a shoot?" And the first time that happened, I was really, unsure about it. And it went fine. It went great. I mean, actually, the reason I teach workshops today is because of one of those.
Yeah.
The guy that I met up with, he said, "So when are you going to teach workshops?" And I was like, "Well, I have no plans." And
wow, man.
Later on, it was like 2 hours later.
Life-changing. Life-changing.
And that really did make a big difference. Oh yeah, for sure. So I mean, there can be really good stuff. You get and I actually just saw him last weekend. Coming back from
Big Sur.
Drove through. I was driving through his town. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be through here. I'll be needing a rest. Let's grab coffee."
Wow, that's
cool. So I mean that part of it's really great.
That's cool.
But I guess I'm curious about anyone else listening that has, well, maybe both experience. He had a good one. He had a not so good one, because I still feel a little, not paranoid about it, but there's always that uncertainty. I don't know if I would have the guts to go, multiple hours outside of in not a relatively public space to do things. It's different when someone's higher. Oh, we lost the camera. Two of them.
We're losing cameras.
All right. Yeah, it's a little different when someone's coming to a workshop or coming to see you present or so forth, because they're invested in, chances are it's going to be fine. And I suppose it's kind of going out of your way to fly halfway across the country.
Yeah, and that's how
that's kind of what tipped the scale for you.
That's how come I was like, I do want to do astro, and this guy, all right, I'll give it a shot. You know what? This is a little bit of the internet photography celebrity. I'll give it a shot. Mm-hmm. I still don't consider myself one, but it is still kind of cool and flattering to go, "Hey, read your article. I'm in your town. Let's get some coffee." I'm likely to say, "Yeah, sure. If it works out with my schedule, I'd love to.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So a lot of the folks I engage with today, I've met somehow at a workshop, or I've met at one of my talks, and I invite friends. I love friends. I tend to be a social guy, but I also can kind of get a feel for when it starts getting creepy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's hard to explain, but if someone's super insistent, and I'm like, "Yeah, I can't really do this. I can't hang out," and he's like, "No," and they keep asking, then I usually fade to black with that particular kind of conversation.
Speaking of fading to black, we should do that before the camera decides for us.
Yeah.
So I get it. What about the Osmo?
I know.
Finish the podcast on the Osmo.
And now for a proper ending to this episode, because the cameras went by.